All right, so the next question I want to cover is how do you avoid cannibalizing your live workshops or your live trainings? Obviously, if you are doing online education, you don't want it to interfere with whatever successful actions you already have going with your live workshops. Perhaps you're sending someone out in various different regions of the country, doing regional workshops where people are flying into and going to that, where you're upselling them into your more expensive consulting or training. Or perhaps you're having them fly to wherever you are and then you're doing them, or you go on tour to different cities throughout the year. It's very standard within the seminar and training industry to have an introductory workshop that might even be free, but people still have to show up for it. So how do you avoid cannibalizing your very first sort of introductory service, which gets people predictably converted into your higher priced, more expensive consulting and training? You may have a 30% conversion rate on your live workshops, which is something you wouldn't want to interfere with. So it's very, very important that whatever you do with respect to building online training and online education, it doesn't interfere with what's already working, with what's already successful, and what's already proven. So we're not going to touch any of that, and we're not going to interfere with any of that. The best thing to do is to take whatever topic sort of seems the most logical to have as a standalone topic that really will engage and get people interested, but doesn't necessarily compete with or interfere with your live workshop, or your live introductory training. Let me give you an example specifically of how you can do this. So one of our clients has a sales training company, and they have an introductory workshop that's about $3,000. And that's their flagship program, and they don't really have an introductory course per se. Well, so for them, we took a piece of content that was a part of their course already, which is a module on prospecting, which is part of sales training, it's part of the sales process. And we built a standalone course on that as sort of an entry point into getting them signed up and interested in going to the $3,000 live on-site workshop. If you have something like that, like prospecting, or something that is at the beginning of a process at which you teach, that's obviously a logical place to start, because prospecting is at the beginning of the sales process, so it makes a lot of sense that you would do an online course based on that would give them the first piece. Then once the person's already learned how to prospect, now they need to learn how to sell, which obviously will lead into your on-site live workshop. That's the ideal situation. Now, if you can't make that work, if for some reason your content doesn't break up like that, or it doesn't exactly fit, then you can take something that's an isolated topic, ideally something that would be a one-day, full-day training is perfect for, let's say, a 30-day course. Now, we're going to cover more in this module what topics to pick, how to pick them, how long everything should be, and all of that. So don't worry about that right now. But essentially, I did want you to kind of think about how do you avoid cannibalizing your live workshops, which are working. And the answer is to do something that sounds different enough so it's not competitive. It could be some of the same content that's being taught, but as long as it doesn't sound like, well, I should do the online training instead of going to the live workshop, then you're obviously on the right path. If someone could look at your online training and say, wow, well, I'd rather do this than actually go on site and get the training, then that's probably going to cannibalize and hurt your existing funnel, as we call it, or your existing sales process that's working with your on-site trainings.